Directors are the fearless leaders on any film set, required to motivate their actors and keep everyone working as a team, but some of these directors have controversial methods and secrets to get what they want. Why were so many directors fired from Star Wars? What secret is Ridley Scott keeping on all the money in the world? If you're new to Screen Rant, make sure to give us a like and hit that subscribe button below to be the first in the know on all the secrets of the film industry. Now time to explore movie directors' darkest secrets they don't want you to know.
Do you think you can hold me?
We'll do our best, Mr. Grindelwald.
Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Johnny Depp. David Yates has received a ton of backlash for hiring Johnny Depp to play Gellert Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. After Depp was accused of abuse towards his ex-wife Amber Heard, fans and audiences are torn as to what to believe. However, there may be a darker secret as to why Depp was hired. Yes, Depp is a wonderful actor, but could it be more than that? Say, a business decision?
Really?
Maybe all the extra unpaid-for publicity they are receiving. By hiring Johnny Depp, the film received tons of publicity, whether it be bad press or good press. People are talking about J.K. Rowling's film. One fan on Twitter even replaced Johnny's face in a promotional ad with Colin Farrell's face. Some say Warner Brothers' endorsement of Johnny is morally questionable, whereas J.K. Rowling says, based on our understanding of the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny playing a major character. David Yates finishes off saying, "What you have to remember about Johnny is that extraordinary talent, and that talent never goes away." What do you think about the director's decision to hire Depp? Do you think it was solely to gain more publicity? Pink slips on Star Wars. George Lucas's epic Star Wars empire has seen its controversy over the ages, the most recent one being the multiple directors that were actually fired from the films. So why haven't we heard more about it? Well, Lucasfilm is attempting to keep these pink slips under wraps, so it doesn't manifest as a negative reaction. But wait, isn't all press good press? In 2018, with both Solo: A Star Wars Story and Star Wars Episode 9 on the horizon, the fallouts have been severe. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has now fired directors from 3 different Star Wars films. Colin Trevorrow was set out the door for Episode 9, and before him, the directing team behind the Lego Movie, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, were also handed pink slips. Josh Trank was let go due to his apparent offbeat behavior on his Fantastic Four set. So what dark secret are we missing here? The iconic sci-fi adventure movie directors J.J. Abrams and Ron Howard have filled the empty spots. Why are all these directors getting fired? Apparently, the directors had different visions that the studio did not agree on. Lord and Miller wanted to bring zaniness to Solo.
That's not how the Force works.
Whereas Trevorrow, director of Jurassic World, was quote-unquote difficult to work with. Seems like visions just didn't align. May the Force be with them. Eat your soul. It has been no secret that Lars von Trier is difficult to work with. But what is kept a secret is how and why. The Denmark director of Dancer in the Dark, Dogville, Antichrist, and Melancholia are all films notorious for treating his female leads like puppets. This is something we're certain he doesn't like out in the press. But then again, he should probably stop saying things like he sympathizes with Hitler. Bjork, who quit acting because of Trier after doing Dancer in the Dark, wrote Nicole Kidman a letter warning her not to work with him. In her letter, she wrote he will eat your soul, but in more of a Bjork voice. Kidman still did Dogville with Trier, but they would take walks on the beach having shouting matches. This type of behavior is sometimes forgiven in an artistic type, but this is too dark a secret to praise. Charlotte Gainsbourg is an Anglo-French actor who has actually endured working alongside Trier on multiple films. However, in Nymphomaniac, she said about her experience, "There's still a lot of fear that I won't be able to do what he wants. Furthermore, I was disturbed, embarrassed, and a little humiliated, but he didn't force me into this film. I was really willing." Do you think Von Trier is too hard on his actors?
What's he done now?
Bryan Singer fired. Bryan Singer has not always had the hottest reputation, but that also doesn't mean the rumors are true. He was fired from one production in 2017, but there are mixed conversations about why. However, some say that his life is crazy, which could be one of the reasons why Singer was fired in 2017 from 20th Century Fox Freddie Mercury biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. However, another reason states that the production actually shut down for a day when Singer didn't show up. The question is, why didn't he? It was the last straw for the director, as he also clashed with lead actor Rami Malek. It could be a possibility of his alleged drug use, parties, and young men. One of Singer's past relationships was with Brett Skopek, who spoke to Deadline explaining the sexual encounters, expensive dinners, and access to alcohol and drugs when he was with Singer. He ended saying, "It was a never-ending supply of cute young men." Singer spoke to Hollywood Reporter about being fired from the Queen film, saying, "I wanted nothing more than to be able to finish this project and help honor the legacy of Freddie Mercury. But Fox would not permit me to do so because I needed to temporarily put my health and the health of my loved ones first." What do you think about these dark secrets that Singer is seemingly hiding? Mother script secrets. Darren Aronofsky's Mother stirred up a profuse amount of controversy when it hit screens in 2017. Jennifer Lawrence's performance blew audiences away, while the story provoked discussion about religion, the environment, and exactly what it means to be human. The repetitive cycle of life is examined as the film opens and closes on the same frame after such tragic incidents. Aronofsky has always had a lot of privacy floating around his work, and on Mother, he applied that once again. When hiring a production designer, which was a critical part of the film, as the house is a character all on its own, he wouldn't even send out the script. Jennifer Lawrence recommended Philip Messina, who Aronofsky then took through a long vetting process. The only thing anyone in Hollywood knew about the film was, it's about a house. So when it came time for Philip to read the script, she was put in a tiny room in LA with an assistant just watching him read it. Philip was hired, and the house went through 50 iterations before the final one seen in the film. The house was technically a portion of Lawrence's character, so Philip felt a lot of responsibility, especially after the secrecy and perfection Aronofsky demanded. But what a beautiful house it was. Then they burned it down. Like for real. Blue is not the warmest color. The two young French leads of the highly praised Blue is the Warmest Color revealed a dark secret about the director Abdelatif Kechiche. The film follows the beginning and end of a romantic relationship. In the end, it is all heartbreak, tears, and ice cream for the audience. But it was tears for the actors as well. The Cannes Palme d'Or was given to all three of them. Spielberg announced it was an exception this year because they were all equally creators. It wasn't until months after this prestigious award that the actors spoke out about their working conditions. They said to Daily Beast, "Most people don't even dare to ask the things that he did." Seydoux added, "Thank God we won the Palme d'Or because it was so horrible." The actors both agreed they would never work with Kechiche again. Seydoux and the director ended up having a public battle, with the director saying the actresses have no right to complain when they are being praised, whereas Seydoux says she felt humiliated and suffered for a year on set. The director's meanness grew to the point he said he had thought of replacing Seydoux during the film, and that the film should never have been released now that it's been tarnished. We guess the truth really does hurt. It's not nice when dark secrets get out. Animal cruelty. There is no patience anywhere for animal cruelty, especially on a film set where they should be protected. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. In Life of Pi, a male Siberian tiger named Uno was used. Michael Hackenberger, the tiger's owner, was charged with animal cruelty after PETA eyewitnessed the abuse and caught it on video. Another major case kept on the down low was on the Hobbit franchise, in which 27 animals were reported dead. Horse wrangler Chris Langridge was hired to look after 50 horses on the massive set, but quickly realized the farm was full of death traps. He tried to fence areas to keep the horses safe, but ultimately it was an impossible task. Rainbow was the first horse that died. Chris said, "When I arrived at work, the pony was still alive, but his back was broken. He came off a bank at speed and crash landed. Rainbow was euthanized. Chris quit the production in 2011 and wrote a letter which ultimately ended with no changes being made. Many more wranglers followed, some who didn't want to be named. The cruelty continued, with horses drowning in streams after falling off cliffs and worse, but we'll spare you the details. Peter Jackson tried to cover this dark secret by saying some of the animals died of natural causes. Nice try, Jackson.
Is everything all right?
Yes, Motherina. Why you ask?
Illicit drugs in the budget. Illicit substances are frowned upon in society, but in Hollywood, directors are so used to it they even cater to their stars. Some directors even participating themselves. Oliver Stone is not shy about admitting his involvement, even saying he's consumed more drugs than a 60s counterculturalist. Not to mention he's known as one of the most horrific directors to work with. After shooting Savages, Blake Lively bought the crew shirts reading, "I survived Oliver Stone." She said they needed something nice after working with him. In The Shining, Jack Nicholson was so addicted to cocaine it was apparently in the budget of Kubrick's classic horror film to keep the star high. On the set of Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola was well aware of Martin Sheen's heavy consumption of drugs and alcohol, which was also being consumed by a large number of extras and production staff on the Vietnam epic. In the famous scene where Sheen punches the mirror, he recounts that he barely remembers shooting it. Coppola was frustrated by the constantly drugged actors and obviously didn't want this getting out. Some high-profile actors even have a drug counselor requested in their terms that is put into the film's budget. This could be to keep them sober and out of relapse, so it is in the film's favor to oblige.
At first, I thought you and the others were gods. How many times have you died?
Inappropriate behavior. In 2018, the Me Too and Time's Up movement began upon the reveal of Harvey Weinstein's behavior, which has gone on for years and even drips down into the realms of directors. In 2018, dark secrets poured out of actresses' mouths as they felt empowered by the change of tides in the industry. Roman Polanski was charged with 5 cases against a 13-year-old girl. However, upon hearing he could face imprisonment, he fled to France in 1978 and has since avoided countries that may deport him to the United States. Woody Allen married his adopted daughter. Allen was almost 60 when Soon Yi was 20. It can't help but feel incestuous. In a casting call, Tandy Newton told CNN the story about a director who made her sit with her legs open while the camera was positioned between them. Chloe Sevigny revealed she's also had creepy experiences in casting rooms, saying a certain unnamed director wanted to know what she was doing after her audition. Rose McGowan recalls an audition for an Adam Sandler film where women were told to show cleavage. The list goes on and on. Name a famous actress and she's probably experienced these dark secret directors don't want you to know.
How much would you pay to release your grandson if not $17 million?
Nothing.
Ridley Scott's business decision. Who isn't a fan of the glorious producer and director Ridley Scott? Ridley is one of the most accomplished producers in Hollywood. However, he has some secrets of his own, 2 of which we're going to reveal to you. With all the money in the world, Ridley Scott decided to recast Kevin Spacey's role after Spacey's reputation became tarnished. However, the decision for cutting Spacey wasn't of moral obligation, but a business decision, meaning for money. Even though we like to believe it was for moral purposes, the decision was based on the film's revenue. Ridley had to make a quick decision, so reshoots were rescheduled. Which dark secret do you think is the worst? Did you find any too shocking? What are your thoughts on these controversial secrets about major directors? Do you know any more secrets we left out? Let us know in the comments below, and give us a like. Hit the subscribe button to stay in the know on everything Screen Rant. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.